Good morning everyone. Today we are going to be covering a money making method that only requires approximately 200 million coins to get started and makes over 100 million coins an hour. This might sound like it's too good to be true, but once you get access to this method, it is actually just incredibly easy to do. I would highly suggest this method to early game players and above to try out because this method makes a frick ton. Now let's get right into it. Yippee! Now the first thing you're going to want to do is get Combat 16. To do this, make sure you have your God Pod active, also have a booster cookie active, so you can give yourself some extra combat wisdom so you can grind XP faster. My recommendation is coming to the graveyard, enter this little section right here, and then start killing some crypt ghouls. When you got Combat 16, now you have access to the end portal. Once you arrive to the end, you're going to want to fall down. And then you're going to want to kill these 90,000 HP Endermen. Kill those Endermen until you get Combat 22, which will give you access to the Crimson Isles. So currently I'm on a level 75 account. This is my dad's account, so yeah. Just to let you guys know that by like, comment, and subscribing, you're supporting my nut addiction. So if you want to see me eat more nuts in the future, just put a comment down below and also subscribe. Alright, back to the video. I just logged on just to verify if I could actually do something, and it is indeed possible. So usually people would say that to start fishing you need fishing 27 to start fishing in Crimson Isles, but I currently have fishing 11 on this account, and if you talk to Augur, he will give you the starter lava rod. You're then going to want to go and fish in the lava. So I just fished up 2 blobfish. So this is exactly how you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to get Magma fish collection. So if I go back to Augur after fishing up some trophy fish, I can then convert it into Magma fish, and this will give me collection. And apparently, since my main account already has all the contributions, technically I already have everything maxed out. But as you can see, Crazy J has 8 collection, which is this account, which is exactly what I just got. So the collection you're looking to get is the Magma Rod. The Magma Rod requires 1000 Magma Fish collection to unlock, which means that even with the most worst setup possible, on a brand new account using this starter rod that has absolutely no enchants, no nothing, no fishing pet, it will still only take about 1 hour to 2 hours to max out the collection for the actual Magma Rod. Now, what are you going to want to do after you unlock Magma Rod collection? Well, for this method to work, you're going to need at least 250 million coins in your purse to start this method. So what you're going to want to do is purchase 17,060 silver magma fish. Now if you were to insta buy them, let's say approximately 14,000 for each single one of them, that is approximately 240 million coins in magma fish. Though technically it's a little bit less because it's 13.5 thousand or something like that, but yeah, it's near this amount that you need, so that's why I said you need 250 to start. Now you have 2 choices. You're gonna want to either store all the silver magma fish inside your backpacks and pretty much fill them all up with the silver magma fish that you purchased from Bazaar. The other option is filling up a sack, but if you don't own a sack, then use the ender chest in the backpack. The next step that you're going to want to get is approximately 85 stacks of sticks. You can do this by buying a stack of oak wood, converting it into oak wood plank, and then turning them into sticks. Do this until that you have approximately 85 stacks. For these, you can't really put them in sacks, so you're gonna have no choice but to actually store them within your ender chest or your backpack somewhere, so that way you have access to them. Since I'm a Badline player and this method doesn't work well with Badline client because this does require mods to make it efficient, I am gonna hop on Forge. Here are the mods that you're gonna want to use. You're gonna want to use Skytills. Skytills is a useful mod, especially for the edit key shortcuts. What you're gonna want to do is type in /recipe magma rod and then put in a little X, because X is going to be the button you're going to want to use. If you play the game like I do, you usually have your left hand on the D button, your pointing finger is on the D button, and then you just slide it down slightly and you'll be clicking the X button, which in my case, if I just slightly move my pointing finger downwards, then I can easily click this button and use it to craft some magma rods. The next step is to, what the fuck, say hello to my storage area. So basically you're not going to need this many chests. All you need is approximately, I'd say, an estimate of 50 chests. So what you're going to want to do is stand in front of a chest, click X, click magma rod, bam, the supercraft. Your inventory will get full, and then you start filling up the actual large chest with all these magma rods. Keep repeating this process until you can no longer craft more magma rods and you've crafted them all and placed them inside the chests. Once you're done crafting all the magma rods, you'll notice that these magma rods all have different attributes. The magma rod attribute combinations you're going to want to have is going to be double hook and fishing speed, and trophy hunter and fisherman. Now, which one do you want to focus first? Due to double hook and fishing speed being more expensive, you're going to want to combine those first. After you're done combining those, then you want to also then combine a fisherman and trophy hunter. Before combining all of these, you're specifically going to want to look for the actual god rolls. There are the god rolls of double hook and fishing speed, as I said, and there's going to be the god rolls of fisherman and trophy hunter. As you can see displayed in this chest, I combined all these god rolls together to make tier 6 by combining all of them together. Same thing with the double hooked in fishing speed. I also combined the god rolls here and made 4 tier 6. Now for the ones that aren't god rolls and are singular attributes, you're going to want to focus on double hook first, and then you're going to want to focus on fishing speed. After you've done this, then you're going to focus on a fisherman and then trophy hunter. So as you can see, this is the reason why you want to focus on this one first. I got way more of the better attributes than these guys because I actually combined these first before combining these ones. So make sure that you're doing this in the proper order. In your inventory, you have approximately 35 slots. To make a tier 6, you need to at least use 32 slots. So let's simulate me doing this. Let's say I open up this chest and then I fill up my inventory. You're going to want to at least leave 3 spots empty. This will make it so once you combine them, it will become a perfect tier 6. And for singular attributes, it's going to be a perfect tier 6. Also, after you're done crafting the magma rods, go on SkyTills, go to edit key shortcuts, and change your keybind to attribute menu. Click save. So let's say that you filled up your inventory full of magma rods. Then you have to slide your button to X and then start combining it in this menu. This will make it so instead of copy pasting the command inside the chat or manually typing it, all you gotta do is click the X button by sliding your finger and it opens it up for you. So I already did this test and I already did this method already, so you guys don't have to see me doing it. Of course, this will eventually be on my website, link in the description. There will be footage and live footage of this, but it might take a few days until that it updates on the website because I do have to make a few changes before updating it for the live footage. So with the materials I've told you to get, you should have crafted 1,706 magma rods, which took me approximately 9.3 minutes, which is 9 minutes and 20 seconds to actually craft the magma rod. And then it took me 1 hour and 13 minutes to actually combine all of them into the form that you currently see in these chests. So in total, it took me 82 minutes. Now let's see how much coins an hour that I'm going to be making off of this by looking at my own magma rods. So after combining all of these, I was able to make a double hook 10 and fishing speed 10 magma rod. I do have a little bit of extra, which I am also going to try to cash in. Now let's combine this section. After combining these, I was able to make a tier 9 fisherman trophy hunter fishing rod and having the tier 6 as extra. I also forgot to mention, if you guys are combining these, don't forget to use any U. If I write double hook like this and double click on this text, it's gonna look for anything that has the lore of double hook. This is a good way to pick all the double hook, combine them all, and let's say you're looking for fishermen, then you put in fishermen here, and then you can select all the fishermen and then you combine them all in your inventory, etc. So it's a good way to use NEU to actually do that, so keep that in mind while combining these. Completely forgot to mention that, so yeah. So I just purchased 2 random god rolls from the auction house. I have now applied the extra attributes so I can sell these individually, because I am not going to grind this method after this video because I have other methods at my disposal that I can still currently use. Also, quick tip, I'm looking for a god roll right now, so I'm typing in fisherman and trophy hunter, and if I double click this, as you can see, I can see the god rolls for these. So earlier I showed you guys how to do singular attributes. This is how you can find specific combinations like god rolls. So I'm currently looking for fisherman and trophy hunter. I have a tier 9 tier 9, there's a tier 10 going for 170 million. Seems like the cheapest is 122 million. So if you were to cut this in half, it's approximately 60 million coins, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undercut this guy, which is 56 million, so I'm gonna put it up for 54.999999 million coins. So I'm gonna add 55 million coins to the total. Now the next rod that I'm gonna be looking at is double hook 10 and fishing speed 10. Currently the cheapest double hook 10 and fishing speed 10 is 300 million coins, so I am gonna undercut that by 1 coin. So I'm gonna add that to the total, so 300 million coins. So as you can see, a double hook 8 and fishing speed 8 is currently going for 80 million, but mine is a fishing speed 7, so I'll have to undercut by a bit. I'm gonna put this one up for 60 million coins. Currently this is the most closest one to mine because, well, it's the exact same one, I guess. So I'm gonna undercut this guy by 3 million. So yeah, that's an extra 25 million. For the last route I have, it's worth like nothing, so I'll put it up for 5 million. Realistically, you're probably going to be losing on approximately 2% tax in general off of these, so let's minus 2%, then let's minus 20 because you're going to cost coins while combining them, because combining attributes does cost quite a bit of coins, so I'm going to add a little 20 million just as an estimate. The cost of the actual silver magma fish is approximately 225 million, so if I deduct that, I made 191 million coins profit. Now that was within 82 minutes. All I needed to do was gain access to the Crimson Isles, fish for about 2 minutes for approximately 2 hours, spend 200 million coins, and make an extra 200 million coins profit back. But how much does this actually make per hour? Well, all you gotta do is divide the profits by 82, times it by 60, and I just made approximately 140 million coins an hour from magma rod fishing. From magma rod crafting. So if you head on over to the Alcor calculator, link in the description, click on the magma rod icon. My total craft was approximately 1,706. The time to craft was 9.3. The time to combine was 1 hour and 13 minutes, which is 16 plus 13, which is 73 minutes. But calculate, and the calculator is showing 131 million coins. Technically 132 if you were to round it up. So if you want to calculate your own rates, you can also use the website to calculate it and see how you compare to my rates. Happy magma rod crafting, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!